What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today I'm starting off a series of Toronto Maple Leafs player previews with predictions for how many points they're going to have this season, and I'm starting off with Kasperi Kapanen. Now, we all know this guy is a speedy, fun, point-producing winger that is actually going to be important for the Toronto Maple Leafs, especially in the early part of the season. Now, I'm going to be doing this for every player on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Well, mostly there might be some players that I bunch together because they're not exactly part of the main core of the team, or maybe just aren't, part of the bigger picture that, of course, might be in the press box and stuff like that. Those guys might not even get videos, and that's no disrespect. It's just, I don't know if a lot of people would want to watch it. So there might be some players that are bunched together. Maybe I'll do an episode for some of those. But I thought, why not just start with Kasperi Kapanen? This isn't in any sort of order. I just figured I'd start with him. So basically, just some information on him. We all know Cappy, especially if you're a Leaf fan now. I wish I could do this for every team, but I don't have all the time in the world, and I know a lot of Leaf fans were looking forward to something like this. So I'm going to be predicting how many points I think he has, and this is just my opinion, so make sure you guys leave your comments and thoughts down below. I could be wrong, I could be right, and you could also be wrong or right, so let's just talk about it. So Kasperi Kapanen, of course, right winger for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 6'1", 192 pounds, and he is 23 years old. Now, Kapanen took major steps from last season, the 2017-18 season, major steps from that season on to the 2018-19 season. So in his first real season this year, he definitely showed Leaf fans why he's here to stay. He's a great Leaf, and of course he signed his new contract. And that contract's going to kick in this year, so he's got to make sure that contract that the Leafs paid out, Kyle Dubas paid out, that he's worth it, and I think he will be. But the 17-18 season, in 38 games played, 7 goals, 2 assists for 9 points. Of course, a very small sample size. But going to this year, 78 games played, new career high in goals with 20 and 24 assists for 44 points. Now, with the way that he played last year, I think that it showed that he is pretty versatile, that he could play in different situations. You could probably put him on that power play, even though he only had 1 power play goal last season. He also had 3 power play points, which is not too bad because he wasn't exactly getting all the power play time in the world. But shorthanded is where he shows that he is also valuable. He had 2 shorthanded goals last year, and they were his only shorthanded points. He also had 3 game-winning goals, so not too bad. 174 shots. He had an overtime goal as well. His shooting percentage went down a little bit, but that's because of a bigger sample size, from 12.7% to 11.5%. And the face-off stuff you don't have to worry about because he doesn't take very many draws. But I'm expecting Kasperi Kapanen to take a little bit of a step this year, but I'm going to explain to you guys why I don't think he'll take a huge point producing jump. Now, my prediction for Kasperi Kapanen, as you can see on the screen, is 46 points. Now, you guys might be saying, okay, you're telling me that Kasperi Kapanen, in your words, is going to take a jump and go from only 44 points to 46. Here's the reason why I'm saying this. Now, I'm not saying he can't hit 50 points. I'm also trying to be a little bit, not too biased here as a Leaf fan and think, okay, well, this guy's just going to light the lamp, 55 points. Here we go, Kapanen scoring 30 goals. No, that's not what I'm trying to do in this video series. I'm trying to be a little bit reasonable. And I believe that Kasperi Kapanen going from 44 to 46 is not exactly a bad thing. I think that it's actually a reasonable jump, even though it's 2 points. Now, the reason why I'm saying that Kasperi Kapanen is going to take a jump, it's not necessarily his points. I think that he's going to become an even more important forward because of the fact that Zach Hyman, Jake Muzzin's my next video, there's a spoiler alert, but Zach Hyman is going to be injured to start the season. Now, that means Kapanen's going to have to take on a little bit more responsibility on the penalty kill. He might see a little bit more minutes, and with the, losses of some certain players this year, especially, guys like Hainsey and Zaitsev, those guys killed penalties. The Leafs are going to be looking for guys, of course, on the back end that can kill penalties, but they're going to rely heavily on their forwards, too, to make sure that they're getting the job done, especially if those defensemen in that role, in the new penalty-killing role, aren't exactly up to par with what the Leafs need right away. So Kapanen's going to have to be a shorthanded guy again, And I think that he's going to be able to do it, and that's where I think he'll make a jump. I think that he'll also get a chance to play a little bit on the power play. With the loss of Nazem Kadri, that opens up another spot for somebody else, and lines are going to be moved around. While I think that Kapanen still won't get a ton of power play time, I think that if he does show that he can get his shot on net, and he's missed the net a couple times last year, and by a couple I mean a bunch, but I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, a lot of players on the Leafs missed their spots last year, but I think that the Leafs are looking for guys that are going to hit the net and put good shots on goal, and I think Kapanen has to improve on that to get a spot on the power play more often, especially with the Leafs, how much talent they have. I don't exactly think Kapanen is option number one for the Leafs, but when it comes to the penalty kill, I think that he is definitely one of their top options, and that he's going to want to improve on that aspect. Shameless self-promo right there. But anyways, I think that he's going to be very good. I really do believe that saying 46 points is reasonable. I don't disagree that he could have more than that, but in me being reasonable, I think that 46 points, going from 44 to 46, makes a lot of sense, seeing that I think the Leafs also are going to want him to take on more of a defensive role and be a leader in that aspect of the team. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. If you're not a Leaf fan, don't worry. I talk about all teams. It's just, I got to talk about my boys here for a bit. So stay tuned for the next player profile / prediction for this season, the 2019-20 season. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.